entered to the delight of this sold-out crowd. They're set for football as their Bills will do battle with the Cincinnati Bengals. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. This will be fielded at the 6. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
61, matchbox lights.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. But it's going to be 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
A big play there for Cincinnati. 47 yards.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays...
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
After the sack on 1st down, Driscoll. That's going to be caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A.J. Green, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And that makes the score 7-0. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Hey, alert, alert, alert. Let's go, let's go. 54, Mike, 54.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Move. Mike, 2.
Allen will try again on 2nd down. And he finds Tyler Croft. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty, because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is, because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. But it'll be second down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Now Allen to throw. To throw again. Being chased out left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Geno Atkins able to record his 5th sack of the season. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
40's Mike, 40's Mike. Oh, yeah. Stop. Hey, 40's Mike. Hey, Echo. 40's Mike. It's going to be a long...
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Forced out to his left. And the pressure gets to him again. Preston Brown. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Fielded at about the 28. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. Would be ideal.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. A good pickup there at 22.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Well, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A.J. Green with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0.
Bengals 14, Bills nothing. Randy Bullock set to kick off.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Hey, Haywood. 2. Watch 2. Watch 2. They can't hang with it.
Throwing now is Allen. He hits Beasley right side. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Switch. Greystone, travel.
From the gun, a give to Mixon. And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. Looking a little bit like a continuation of last week. He had 3 tackles for a loss, and now 1 more here in the first quarter of this game.
And there's been no lack of force by him, taking on the offensive linemen, playing them, but also there's a suddenness to his game. They have that initial contact, and then he's gone, moving upfield and making those plays in the backfield.
It's a big body moving upfield, too. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Down. 94 from the west.
Let's go. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Look. Squeeze.
Shoot.
He'll look to throw. Big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. A reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz about this game. The Browns, they've been doing some travel. Back-to-back primetime games for them. Monday night, they were in New York. Now the Browns head to Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams, an 8:20 kickoff Eastern time, 5:20 in California. A nice-looking play to start the drive. Down the middle and complete. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. It's got to be so tough having the ball in the middle of the field like that, knowing that a linebacker is just waiting to make a big tackle like we just saw.
No doubt about it, because offense coordinators love to call plays to send receivers into the middle of the field. And linebackers, they want to naturally discourage those plays from being called.
Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. That's complete to John Ross. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Go.
They'll look to throw here. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 41. He'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
50, plant.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we get to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. John Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. Hauschka adds the extra point, and it makes the score 21-10. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the
He rifles one that's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And he'll actually lose 6 yards on the return, but I don't think they care. They've got the football back. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drives, exactly what you want on offense. But
and he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Geno Atkins in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. To try again after the sack. Allen, now he'll escape to his right. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. William Jackson with a pick.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
And that's why defenders are often frustrated offensive guys. Actually made the catch, looked good doing it, but couldn't get his feet down in order to finish off the takeaway.
To throw again on second down, Driscoll. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Definitely worth taking another deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the first half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play. Now Joe Mixon, and he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And taking a gander at the NFL scoreboard in Minneapolis. The Raiders are out to an early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. On the left side, he finds Beasley. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Motion, 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 motion. Mike's 40. Mike's 40. Hey, home. 40's Mike. 40's Mike. Hey, orbit. Mike 40, Mike 40. Check. He's coming. I got one.
To throw, it's Allen. And Miller with it over the middle. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The Bills on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now Allen again. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Hey, Zoo. Leo. Rush in. Fire.
They'll throw now on the final play. Eluded, and he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3.
All day, baby. Let's go.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. He's got daylight. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Corey Grant, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys now just a 2-point conversion away from tying us up. And now Sean McDermott's made the call. They'll go for 2.
Let's go.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
2 times. 3 down. Hey, defense.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. That's a cornerback in for the sack, Tre'Davious White. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. 2nd and long. And he slings one that's incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt. Panther was the target, and that'll make it 3rd down.
It's 3rd down.
Here we go. 60 or. So you got man. 49. Rock it. Let's go.
They'll set up to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. 12 yards on the return that time. And that will come the offense as they take over. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. They'll try the left side. Grant, they'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
From the 22, Allen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Bills on 3rd down, not good, 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Alert flare, flare.
Middle.
Right there.
Half.
54 Mike.
Protein spill.
Check three.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Bills on 3rd down, not good, 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Off 52.
54's Mike. Check.
Bravo.
Watch 54. You scared? Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
From the gun, it's Allen. And that's complete to Croft. A gain of 19 and picking up the 1st.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
This quarterback now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Nick Vigil came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. To the air, Allen. And it's incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Y'all playing the wrong football. Mike 40.
You can't block me.
Check Mike 40.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Going up top. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. 51 yards on the punt there.
At their own 23-yard line.
Down. 18 Gator. Pilot 64. Weak.
Check safety.
Get it.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Get him. Shoot. Watch the shoot.
Check 26.
They'll set up a throw. Green's got it over the middle. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
A handoff to Mixon. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Watch two. Yo. Hey, Steve 6. 2, Mike 2. Guys, it's game.
On play action, Allen. Going up top for Miller. That's caught inside the 20. A big play here for Buffalo. 58 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
5 wide. 54. Hey, Delta. Check. Watch 54.
Allen now looks to throw. Flush to his right. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. The Bills on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 11.
Hey, watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that'll move them back within 6 now. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Here we go. 10-2 stop. We opened it. 5.
The drive will commence with a run by Mixon. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. A big play there for Cincinnati. And even 50 yards on the ground. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Matt Milano. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Throwing on 2nd and long. Driscoll. Buying time to his left. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 3rd down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Now back to throw. Dancing to his left. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they get their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us. There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 43.
Check 4. Alert. Motion, motion, motion. Half 10. 57's the mic. We go. 50, go.
Now Allen. Going deep this time for Miller. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
The Bills on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, Allen. It's caught. Jones. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. Here's Allen to throw it. He hits Beasley right side. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Oh, here we go. Oh. Alert, alert, alert. Mike 40. Cut, cut, cut.
And here's Allen. Going to throw again. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Cole Beasley. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bills have cut it to within a score. Now Hausch can attack on the extra point. And the lead is down to 2. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. And that'll be incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And now it's second down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. He'll have a first down past the 40. He's at the 40, the 20, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, 74 yards, and the Bengals are able to grow their lead. He's been having a great game, and that one right there, his best run so far, and it ends with 6 points.
And not only that, in his mind, what is he thinking? Can I get to 200 yards as well? Because he knows he's closing in on it. He may not know the exact number, but the best runners have a feel of what the yardage is that they're compiling, and he knows that he's getting close to that 200-yard mark now.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nick Vigil in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because...
And he's going to go down again. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
To throw is Allen. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Sean Williams. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
10 yards is the pickup there, and that should just about put a bow on this one. Back to Mixon on first down. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. It's a gain of 15, and that ought to just about put an end to this one. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's a give to Mixon. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. That one looks like he'll throw here. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Bengals, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
think I've